Lady Lazarus by Sylvia Plath. Lady Lazarus by Sylvia Plath highlights how female suffering is shaped and consumed by a misogynistic society by using imagery of death, rebirth, and performance to show the speaker's struggle for power and identity. I've done it again. 1 year in every 10 I manage it. A sort of walking miracle, my skin bright as a Nazi lampshade, my right foot, a paperweight, my face, a featureless fine Jew linen. Peel off the napkin, O my enemy. Do I terrify? Yes, yes, Herr Professor. It is I. Can you deny the nose, the eye pits, the full set of teeth? The sour breath will vanish in a day. Soon, soon the flesh, the grave cave ate will be at home on me. And I'm a smiling woman. I am only 30, and like the cat, I have 9 times to die. This is number 3. What a trash to annihilate each decade, what a million filaments. The peanut crunching crowd shoves in to see them unwrap me hand and foot, the big striptease. Gentlemen, ladies, these are my hands, my knees. I may be skin and bone, I may be Japanese. Nevertheless, I am the same identical woman. The first time it happened, I was 10. It was an accident. The second time, I meant to last it out and not come back at all. I rocked shut as a seashell. They had to call and pick the worms off me like sticky pearls. Dying is an art. Like everything else, I do it exceptionally well. I do it so it feels like hell. I do it so it feels real. I guess you could say I've a call. It's easy enough to do it in a cell. It's easy enough to do it and stay put. It's the theatrical comeback in broad daylight. To the same place, the same face, the same brute, amused shout, a miracle, that knocks me out. There is a charge. For the eyeing of my scars, there is a charge. For the hearing of my heart, it really goes, and there is a charge, a very large charge. For a word or a touch or a bit of blood, or a piece of my hair or my clothes. So, Herr Doctor, Herr Enemy, I'm your opus, I'm your valuable, the pure gold baby that melts to a shriek. I turn and burn. Do not think I underestimate your great concern. Ash, ash, you poke and stir, flesh, bone, there is nothing there. A cake of soap, a wedding ring, a gold filling. Herr God, Herr Lucifer, beware, beware. Out of the ash I rise with my red hair, and I eat men like air. Sylvia Plath's Lady Lazarus explores how female suffering is shaped and consumed by a misogynistic society. Through imagery of death, rebirth, and performance, Plath presents the speaker's struggle for identity and control in a world that constantly objectifies and overpowers her. Written in London in 1962, just 4 months before her death, during a time when women had very little autonomy, the poem's structure of 29 stanzas reflects a repetitive cycle of destruction and forced rebirth. One of the poem's most unsettling ideas is the way the speaker's pain becomes a form of public entertainment. Plath uses circus and performance imagery to describe the peanut-crunching crowd watching her recovery like a big striptease. Instead of treating her suffering with empathy, the audience consumes it for a spectacle. This loss of identity is also reflected through Holocaust allusions. When the speaker compares herself to a cake of soap or a gold filling, she shows how oppressive systems reduce human beings into objects, stripping them of individuality and humanity. The language of the poem further reinforces these power dynamics. Plath repeatedly references male authority figures through names like Herr Doctor, Herr God, and Herr Lucifer. These figures represent the patriarchal forces controlling the speaker's body and identity. The word charge likely alludes to electroshock therapy, suggesting that even medical treatment becomes another way for institutions and male authority to exert control over her life. Plath also uses figurative language to emphasize the endless cycle of suffering and survival. The speaker claims to have 9 times to die, comparing herself to a cat with multiple lives. However, this repeated rebirth is not portrayed as hopeful or miraculous. Instead, survival feels forced upon her. Even the title, Lady Lazarus, references the biblical story of Lazarus returning from the dead, but in this poem, resurrection becomes a burden rather than a blessing. Images such as being rocked shut as a seashell or having worms removed like sticky pearls makes rebirth feel disturbing and unnatural rather than comforting. By the end of the poem, the speaker transforms her suffering into power. The final image of rising out the ash with red hair symbolizes a phoenix like rebirth. The tone shifts from agony and exhaustion into something more defiant and unsettling. When the speaker declares that she will eat men like air, she rejects the role of a victim and reclaims control over her identity from the society that attempted to own and consume her.